Welcome back to Amy Lynn Creative. In this video, I am talking about the R6. I finally tried it. Will it make me switch? First and foremost, I want to start off by saying I apologize that the video quality is not what you're used to from me. I am actually recording this on my cell phone. I wanted to get it out quickly and I didn't have time for my regular setup, but I want to take advantage of the fact that I was already recording other stuff for something else. So this is what you're getting. Also, I want to say again, because I've said it before, there is no one perfect camera. There is a camera that is right for what you need it for, but the question is not what is the best camera, it is what is the best camera for my use case and the wish list that I have. So ideally, when you're searching for a camera, you want to look for the camera that has the specs that you want, the wish list that you want for what you're using it for, not the best camera. Okay, so I want to start by saying that. So I am a brand photographer for small business owners and I don't shoot weddings anymore, but I did have 2 weddings in a single weekend back in June of 2021 because of, postponements from last year and another wedding of a dear friend. So I had 2 weddings on the same weekend, so I felt that it was worth it to rent some gear. First of all, because the Canon R only has 1 card slot, and I really prefer having 2 for weddings, and also because my husband was my second shooter, so I knew he would need to use the R as his camera, and I would have to rent something. So I rented the Canon R6 and the RF 28-70, which is Canon's new lens for mirrorless. I knew that I would love the lens, the 28-70. I loved my 24-70 before it crapped down on me. That style of zoom lens works really well for the way that I shoot. So that was perfection, absolutely amazing. It is a massive investment of a lens, but I will be saving up to purchase a used one in the future. I have a video about how I save money by purchasing slightly used equipment that I will put up somewhere here. Okay, so let's dig into the important question. How did I like the R6? If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know that I chose the Canon R over the newer R6 or R5. And I had a lot of reasons why I did that. But I finally had a chance to actually try out the R6. First of all, I get the hype. It is a fantastic camera. I was very impressed with the sharpness, the quality of image that I was getting, the focus was incredible. I would say it's a lot faster than the R, and I would say slightly more accurate, especially in situations where you have a busy background. I was kind of concerned at first because the focus square, if you're using the 1-point autofocus, the focus square is bigger than it is on the R, and I was concerned that with family photos, one of the situations that I had was I had to back people closer to some foliage than I would normally. Normally I would pull people away from the background, but because we had some lighting issues and some spotty light, that was the only place to really do them conveniently. So I was a little concerned and I way overshot because I was like, a lot of times previously a camera would pick up the background instead of the person because the square was like on their face and sort of on the foliage because it was so large. I didn't have an issue. It focused on people every time. Now I want to clarify that I was not using the eye detect focus mode. I was just using the 1-point autofocus. But there is a setting that basically tells the camera you want to focus on people. And I think that's what did the trick. I would need to research that more, but I think that's how it was interpreting things. But I was really impressed with the focus. So I loved using it, especially with that lens, although it did work with my other lenses as well. And I'll share a few images here. You can see they turned out beautiful and nice and sharp. But would I switch? Honestly, if I were a wedding photographer, I might. It still irks me though, that Canon put out such an incredible camera, but the megapixels are seriously lacking. There are fewer megapixels in this camera than the Canon 5D Mark III, which came out years ago. It's the DSLR, is the camera I use as my backup camera. That's a tough one for me because obviously if you want superior focusing power or focusing ability and really crisp images and great ISO capability, And having a second card slot, that's huge for a wedding photographer. Having that peace of mind of a backup card. But if your clients choose to print those images large, I mean, anything above a 24 by 36 and you're kind of stuck. And if you crop those images at all, you're even smaller than that. So I think you have to weigh your options, like which is more important to you. Having a bride not be able to print as large as she assumed that she could, because we're saying we're delivering high resolution images, that could impact your client experience on the back end, which means less referrals. And you don't want your client to be unhappy at the end of things, even though they have beautiful photos. So it's kind of a toss-up for me. Definitely something you would need to evaluate for yourself. And I apologize that this is not a you should do this video, but I really do think that it's different for everyone. Everyone needs to make a decision. I personally am not planning to switch at this point. As a brand photographer, while the features of the R6 would be nice to have, in a controlled environment, my images with the R are just as sharp as with the R6. And I don't have to have that second card slot. If I eventually purchase another camera, I may look at the R6, but chances are more likely that I will hope and pray that Canon comes out with an option that checks my boxes a little better. And yes, I know the R5 is a thing. I have, in my video about why I chose the R, I actually talk about why I didn't choose the R5, and I think my opinion is the same on that. I have not tried the R5 yet. So that's my take on the R6. It really is an incredible camera. I was really impressed by it, but it does still give me pause that the megapixels are not where I think they could be. So that is my take. Please let me know in the comments what you think, and I will talk to you in the next video. Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will be sharing more videos soon.